Hey friends, please subscribe. 1 second for you, big deal for me. My name is Caroline Caro Mitchell. I'm 34 years old and I'm the CEO of a $200 million tech startup in San Francisco. 20 years ago, when I was 14, my parents drove me to a train station 2 hours from home and left me there as a joke to teach me responsibility. They drove away laughing, saying, "Let's see how she finds her way home." I had no phone, no money, and no way to contact them. I made it home 3 days later. But I never forgot, and I never truly went back. Last week, they found me. This morning, I woke up to 29 missed calls from a number I didn't recognize. When I finally answered, my mother was crying. What she told me made me realize karma had finally arrived. And what I said next destroyed them. Stay until the end to see their reaction. And if you've ever been abandoned by family, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments what you would have done. I was 14 years old when it happened. It was a Saturday in August, the summer before my freshman year of high school. My parents, Richard and Susan Mitchell, had always been tough love types. They believed in teaching lessons through humiliation and control. That morning, my father announced we were taking a family trip. "Where are we going?" I asked, excited. We rarely did family things. "It's a surprise," my mother said, her voice tight with something I couldn't identify. Amusement, anticipation? My younger brother, Tyler, who was 11, looked confused but said nothing. We drove for 2 hours, my father refusing to answer any questions. Finally, we pulled up to a train station in a town I'd never seen before. Oakdale, California, a small, unfamiliar place. "Everyone out," my father ordered. We got out of the car. The train station was nearly empty. It was hot, dusty, and I felt a knot of anxiety forming in my stomach. "Dad, Hi, are we here?" He smiled. Not a warm smile, a cold, calculating smile. "Caroline, we've decided you need to learn some responsibility. You're always complaining about how we don't trust you, how we treat you like a child. So here's your chance to prove you're mature." "What do you mean?" My mother stepped forward. "We're leaving you here. You need to find your way home." My blood ran cold. "What?" "You heard her," my father said. "Find your way home. Use your brain. Figure it out." "But I don't have any money. I don't have a phone." "Exactly. That's the point. You need to learn to solve problems without us." "This is insane. You can't just leave me here." Tyler looked scared. "Dad, are we really leaving Caro here?" "She'll be fine," my mother said, getting back in the car. "It's a learning experience." "Mom, please." I grabbed the car door handle. "Don't do this." My father started the engine. "Let go of the car, Caroline." "Dad, please, I don't even know where I am." He put the car in reverse. I had to let go or risk being dragged. "Let's see how she finds her way home," my father said, laughing. My mother laughed too. Tyler pressed his face against the back window, looking terrified. They drove away. I stood there in the parking lot, watching their car disappear, unable to process what had just happened. My parents had abandoned me. As a joke. As a lesson. I was 14 years old, 2 hours from home, in a town I didn't know, with no money, no phone, and no way to contact anyone. The panic hit me in waves. I couldn't breathe. I sat down on a bench and tried to think. Okay, they're coming back. This is just to scare me. They'll come back in an hour. I waited. 1 hour passed, then 2, then 4. The sun started setting. They weren't coming back. I had to survive. First, I went into the train station and asked the clerk if I could use a phone. "Local calls only," he said, suspicious. I didn't know anyone's phone number by heart except my parents', and they clearly weren't going to answer. I tried anyway. It went to voicemail. "Mom, Dad, please come get me. I'm sorry for whatever I did wrong. Please." They didn't call back. Night fell. The train station closed. I had nowhere to go. I found a 24-hour diner and went inside. The waitress, a woman in her 50s named Dorothy, took one look at me and knew something was wrong. "You okay, honey?" I burst into tears and told her everything. Dorothy's expression went from sympathetic to furious. "Your parents left you here? On purpose? They said it was a lesson. That's not a lesson. That's abandonment. We should call the police. No, I said quickly. Please, if you call the police, they'll send me back, and it'll be worse. Dorothy studied me for a long moment. How old are you? 14. Jesus, she sighed. Okay, here's what we're going to Mazdonto. You can sleep in the break room tonight. Tomorrow, we'll figure out how to get you home. She fed me, gave me a blanket, and let me sleep on a cot in the diner's back room. The next day, she helped me piece together a plan. I had my home address. Dorothy lent me $60 for a bus ticket. You pay me back when you can, she said. I will, I promise. It took me 3 days to get home. One bus to Sacramento, another to Stockton, a local bus to my neighborhood. When I finally walked up to my house on Tuesday evening, exhausted, dirty, and traumatized, my parents were sitting on the porch having dinner like nothing had happened. Oh, look, my father said, smiling. She made it. My mother clapped her hands. See? We knew you could do it. I stared at them. You left me at a train station for 3 days. And you survived. You figured it out, that's the point. I could have been kidnapped. I could have been hurt. I could have died. But you didn't. You're fine. Stop being dramatic. I walked past them into the house, went to my room, and locked the door. That night, and I made a decision. I couldn't leave physically. I was 14, still in school, still dependent on them, but mentally, emotionally, I was done. I would survive until I turned 18, and then I would disappear from their lives forever. And that's exactly what I did. For the next 4 years, I became invisible. I went to school. I got straight A's. I worked part-time jobs and saved every cent. I applied for scholarships and out-of-state colleges. I spoke to my parents only when necessary. I attended 0 family dinners. I spent holidays in my room or at friends' houses. My parents didn't seem to care. Tyler tried to connect with me, but I couldn't look at him without remembering his face in that car window. Caro, are you still mad about the train station thing? He asked once. It wasn't a thing, Tyler. They abandoned me. They were trying to teach you a lesson. They were trying to break me. There's a difference. When I turned 18, I left. I'd gotten a full scholarship to Stanford, across the state. My parents didn't come to my high school graduation. They didn't help me move. They didn't call. Fine by me. At Stanford, I thrived. I studied computer science, made friends, built a life. I changed my phone number. I didn't give them my dorm address. I erased them. Over the next 16 years, I built an empire. I graduated from Stanford with honors, got my MBA, started a tech company at 25 focused on AI-driven financial analytics. The company grew fast. By 30, we'd raised $20 million in venture capital. By 32, we were valued at $120 million. By 34, now, we were valued at $200 million and preparing for an IPO. I was the CEO, the face of the company, featured in Forbes, TechCrunch, Business Insider, Caroline Mitchell, self-made tech CEO, youngest woman to lead a $200 million company. I bought a penthouse in San Francisco, drove a Tesla, wore designer clothes to board meetings. I'd made it without them. I never contacted my parents, never sent a Christmas card, never called on birthdays. I'd kept one connection to my past, Dorothy, the waitress who'd helped me that night. I'd paid her back the $60 within a year, then sent her $5,000 when my company got funded, then $3,000 when we hit profitability. She'd cried on the phone. Caroline, this is too much. It's not enough. You saved my life. Other than Dorothy, I'd severed all ties to Oakdale, to my parents, to my old life. Until last week. A journalist from Forbes was doing a profile on me for their 30 Under 35 issue. During the interview, she asked about my background. You're estranged from your family, correct? I kept my expression neutral. Yes. Can you talk about that? No, next question. The public is curious. You've built this incredible company, this incredible life, but you never mention your parents. Why? Because they're not part of my story. But they are. They raised you. No, I interrupted. They didn't. I raised myself. The interview ended shortly after. The article came out 3 days later. It was glowing except for one section. Mitchell is notoriously private about her family. When asked about her estrangement from her parents, she declined to comment, saying only, "I raised myself." Sources close to the family suggest a complicated relationship marked by what Mitchell has described in past conversations as unconventional parenting methods. The article went viral. 2 million views in 48 hours. And that's when my parents found me. It started with a voicemail from a number I didn't recognize. "Caroline, honey, it's Mom. We saw your article in Forbes. We're so proud of you. We'd love to reconnect. Please call us back." I deleted it. Then came another. And another. My father's voice. "Caroline, we need to talk. We deserve to be part of your success. After all we did for you." I blocked the number. Then they tried Mathieu Diz. Ill. My assistant flagged it before I saw it. Subject, "We need to talk. Caroline, we've been trying to reach you. We know you're busy with your company, but family comes first. We'd like to meet and discuss how we can be part of your life moving forward. Your mother isn't well. She needs help, and Tyler is struggling financially. As the successful member of the family, we think it's time you stepped up. Dad." I had my assistant send a standard reply. "Ms. Mitchell does not wish to be contacted by this email address. Further contact will be considered harassment." Then, this morning, I woke up to 29 missed calls, all from different numbers, all from the same area code, Oakdale. Against my better judgment, I answered the 30th call. "Hello? Caroline! Oh, thank God!" My mother's voice, desperate and shrill. "I've been trying to reach you for days." "I know, I've been ignoring you. Caroline, please, I need your help. Your father and I, we're in trouble." "That's not my problem." "Yes, it is. We're your parents. We raised you." I laughed, a cold, bitter laugh. "You raised me? You abandoned me at a train station when I was 14 years old. That was a lesson. We were trying to teach you independence. You were trying to break me, and when it didn't work, you pretended it never happened. Caroline, please. Your father has cancer. Stage 4. We need help with medical bills. And Tyler lost his job. You thought you could come crawling back now that I have money? We're family." "No. You stopped being my family 20 years ago when you drove away laughing. Caroline, I'm begging you. Do you know what happened to me that night, after you left me?" Silence. "I slept on a cot in the back of a diner. A stranger named Dorothy fed me and gave me bus money to get home. A stranger showed me more kindness in one night than you showed me in 14 years. We did our best. Your B said it was abandonment and humiliation. So here's what's going to happen. Nothing. I will give you nothing. No money, no contact, no second chance. You made your choice 20 years ago. Now live with it." I thought that would be the end of it. It wasn't. 2 days later, my assistant buzzed me during a board meeting. "Ms. Mitchell, there are 2 people in the lobby claiming to be your parents. Security won't let them up without your permission." My blood ran cold. "Tell security to escort them out." "They're refusing to leave. They're saying they'll sit there until you see them." I excused myself from the meeting and took the elevator down to the lobby. There they were, Richard and Susan Mitchell. They looked old. My father was gaunt, clearly sick. My mother looked exhausted, stressed, aged beyond her years. For a split second, I felt pity. Then I remembered the train station. "You need to leave," I said, my voice cold. "Caroline, please," my mother begged. "Just hear us out." "No, leave or I'll have security remove you." "We're your parents," my father shouted. Several people in the lobby turned to stare. "You lost the right to call yourselves that 20 years ago." "We made a mistake." "A mistake?" I repeated. "A mistake is forgetting someone's birthday. A mistake is saying the wrong thing. What you did was calculated cruelty. You abandoned your 14-year-old daughter to teach her a lesson. We thought you'd be home in a few hours. You thought wrong, and you never apologized. You never acknowledged that what you did was wrong. You just acted like I was being dramatic." My mother started crying. "Please, your father is dying. We have medical bills we can't pay. Tyler's family is about to lose their house. We need help. Then get a job. Take out a loan. File for bankruptcy. Figure it out. You love teaching lessons through suffering. Consider this yours." My father's face twisted with rage. "You selfish little brat! We gave you everything! You gave me nothing!" My voice echoes through the lobby. "You gave me trauma. You gave me abandonment issues. You gave me trust issues that I'm still working through in therapy. You gave me nothing but pain. We fed you. We clothed you. We put a roof over your head." That's the legal minimum. That's what you're supposed to do as parents. You don't get credit for that. "And this is how you repay us?" My mother sobbed. "By abandoning us when we need you most?" I stepped closer, my voice dropping to a whisper only they could hear. "You want to know the irony? That train station taught me something. It taught me that I didn't need you, that I could survive anything, that strangers were kinder than my own parents. You tried to break me, and instead, you made me stronger. Caroline, I have $200 million reasons not to help you, and every single one of them is built on the foundation of that 14-year-old girl you abandoned. She survived. She thrived. She built an empire, and she will never, ever give you a single cent." Security approached. "Ms. Mitchell, should we escort them out?" "Yes, and put their names on the permanent ban list. They're not to be allowed in this building again." "You'll regret this," my father shouted as security led them away. "You'll regret treating us like this." "The only thing I regret," I called after them, "is that it took me this long to say no." The incident made it onto social media within hours. Someone in the lobby had filmed it. The video went viral. Tech CEO kicks out dying parents who abandoned her at train station as teen. The comments were mixed. "She's cold. They're her parents. She should help them. They abandoned a 14-year-old as a joke. She owes them nothing. Family is family. Forgiveness is important." Forgiveness doesn't mean funding their lives. They made their bed. I issued a statement through my PR team. 20 years ago, I was abandoned by my parent. As at a train station, as a teaching moment, I survived through the kindness of strangers and my own resilience. I built my life and my company without their support. I will not be providing financial assistance to people who chose cruelty over love. This is my final statement on the matter. The statement went even more viral. 5 million views. National news picked it up. Tech CEO's shocking family story, abandoned at 14, now refusing to help dying father. The headlines made me look like a villain to some, a hero to others. I didn't care. 3 days after the lobby incident, I got a call from Tyler. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. "Caro? Tyler, I saw what happened at your office. I saw the video. And you're calling to guilt me into helping?" "No, I'm calling to apologize." I was silent. "I was 11 years old that day," Tyler continued, his voice thick with emotion. "But I remember your face. I remember being scared for you, and I remember Mom and Dad laughing like it was the funniest thing in the world. Tyler, I should have said something. I should have stood up for you, but I was a kid and I was scared of them too. They weren't much better to me after you left. I wasn't the golden child. I was just the only child they had left." I felt tears prick my eyes. "I don't blame you for cutting them off," Tyler said. "I did the same thing 2 years ago. I haven't spoken to them except when they called begging for money for Dad's treatment. I can't help them either. I'm drowning in my own problems." "Tyler, you don't owe them anything, Caro. You don't owe me anything either. I just wanted you to know that I see you. I see what they did to you. And I'm sorry I didn't protect you." I was crying now, silently. "Thank you," I whispered. "I'm proud of you, for what you've built, for standing up to them, for being stronger than they ever were. Do you want to maybe meet your coffee sometime? I'd like that." We hung up, and for the first time in 20 years, I felt like maybe I did have family, just not the one I was born with. 6 months have passed since that confrontation in the lobby. My father died 3 weeks ago. I found out through Tyler, not because anyone told me directly. I didn't go to the funeral. My mother sent one final email. Your father died hating you. He said you were a disappointment, a heartless, selfish girl who forgot where she came from. I hope you're happy. I deleted it without responding. Tyler and I have lunch once a month. We're rebuilding slowly. He's seeing a therapist, working through his own trauma from our parents. They broke both of us, he said once. You just found a way to fix yourself faster. My company is preparing for IPO. We're projected to be valued at $500 million. I'm dating someone, a professor at Berkeley who thinks my boundary setting is admirably fierce. I'm happy, genuinely happy. And every time I doubt my decision, I think about that 14-year-old girl standing alone at a train station, terrified and abandoned. I think about Dorothy, the stranger who saved her. I think about the empire she built from nothing. And I know I made the right choice. Looking back, that train station was the worst and best thing that ever happened to me. Worst because it showed me how cruel the people who were supposed to love me could be. Best because it taught me that I didn't need them, that I was capable of surviving anything. That kindness could come from strangers, while cruelty came from family. People ask me all the time, do you regret not helping them? The answer is no. My parents didn't want a relationship with me. They wanted a relationship with my money. There's a difference. They had 20 years to reach out, to apologize, to acknowledge what they did. They didn't. They only came back when they did something. That's not love. That's transaction. And I don't do business with people who abandon me at a train station as a joke. Some people say I'm cold. That family should forgive. But forgiveness doesn't mean funding. Forgiveness doesn't mean giving money to people who hurt you. I forgave them. For myself. For my own peace. But forgiveness doesn't equal reconciliation. They made their choice when they drove away laughing. I made mine when I decided never to go back. So let me ask you, if your parents abandoned you as a lesson and then came back 20 years later asking for money, would you help them or would you walk away? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. Because sometimes the family you build is stronger than the family you're born into. And that 14-year-old girl at the train station, she didn't just survive, she won.